Hello, 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 hello. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you can hear me. I know the fan behind me, I had to put in a portable air conditioner because I'm dying in here. But I hope you can hear me okay. All right. Now there's my cat, my convalescent cat. Yeah, last week I had to drop $800. He got a cactus burr stuck inside his cheek, and he can't be outside for 2 weeks. So it's really disrupting everything in my household. But he's a cutie. He's a cutie. All right, let's get started here. A lot of things have gone on in the past week. I'm finally able to talk a little better, and I'm not under the influence of any meds anymore. So let's get right to it. Now, before we get started, we do have to talk about it. The sub that went missing in the Atlantic, and they found them, or they didn't find them, but they found the remains of the sub. Now, for those of you who are in my Patreon, you know I gave a days of caution: 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. However, this really has nothing to do with that per se. This was sheer arrogance by the rich and the elite who thought that they were invincible. You couldn't pay me to get on that thing. The only kind of sub I would ever get on is a nuclear one that is by our military, because the nuclear ones are very protected. And so this is a very sad tragedy that has happened. And yes, regardless of whether they're billionaires or not, they're still human beings with souls. For myself, I don't feel sorry for any of them except one, the 18 or the 19-year-old. That's the one I feel sorry for the most, because number one, he didn't really want to go on. He was doing it to bond with his dad or stepdad, I think. And unfortunately, his life was just beginning, and his life was cut short. The rest of them on board were all in their 50s and 60s. So, they have lived some of their life. So that is very, very heartbreaking. Um, do I think this has anything to do with the stars? Not really. No, I don't. I mean, I would have to look at each and every individual on board and look at their stars. But it is very sad. But with that being said, this is all a distraction. Since Father's Day, that's all we've heard about since the 18th is this submarine. While a lot of other tragedies have happened. And before I get into the financial aspect of this has been a distraction because, first of all, a lot of things have gone on in the financial world that are changing, and I'll explain that in a minute. But all this news about this submarine, while days prior to this, a Libyan ferry carrying Libyan refugees capsized in the Mediterranean Ocean. Now, I'm actually lucky because I have someone in here right now in my chat who is from the country of Greece. And I want to ask her if she will answer me. Hey, babe, how are you? Okay. Got to get that laundry done. Hey, Kapui. My understanding is that the Greek government and the Coast Guard were trying to push that boat back out into international waters. They were trying to get that boat into Italian waters. The Greek government, in my opinion, kind of has blood on their hands. I think there's only 104 survivors out of 800 and something. And that's freaking terrible. But nothing on the news until this morning Nothing. This happened over a week ago, well before this sub with these elitists went missing. See, this is why I said they weren't at Greek waters. So they were still in international waters. And the reason I'm asking someone who lives in Greece is because you cannot trust our mainstream media at all with anything, with facts, um, with articulate reporting, anything like that. Because what they're saying is our news, our American news, is saying that I don't know which one was it. Which one was I watching this morning? I don't know if it was NBC or ABC, but they they tell they wanted they wanted to go to Italy. Okay, I know because I have family in Bari, Italy, which is on the Adriatic. Um, through the ages, that is one part of Italy that's had a lot of refugees. Whether there was a point in time there were Albanian refugees coming over. Now Libya. Now let me just explain to you why Libya is such a shit show. Our government did that. The United States of America did that to Libya. Okay, in the Western world invading a country they had no business invading. That's just my personal opinion. And you could say anything you want. They just should have left Gaddafi well enough alone and the rest of them. Just stay the fuck in your lane, United States. Okay. And get out of other people's problems because you've got your own problems here with your own people. But yeah, the mainstream media is making it seem like it's the Greek government that has blood on their hands. And they keep saying that the Greek Coast Guard was tailing them and then was doing something to push them back out into sea. That's what our news is reporting. So, and you're saying they weren't at Greek waters, and I would actually probably trust the Greek media more than our American media. I mean, really, at this point in time, that's where we're at. It's very sad. Also here in Greece, a guy from Bangladesh raped and killed a Polish girl. Oh my God. That is awful. That is awful. Before I get into the finances, I am going to say one more thing. I was talking about this on TikTok the other day about how people, even the rich of the rich, don't have any cosmic consciousness. They don't follow universal laws, and you have to follow universal laws, okay? And what I mean by that is, hold on, I'm reading something. Okay, I did not see that message, Antonia. One of our people in the chat is saying that they're sad about the accident with the refugees that happened, but she thinks that they didn't tell us the whole truth once again. And you know what? It's like that everywhere. It's not just with American media. It's like that with British, the BBC. It's like that everywhere. Let's see, but all okay. Even her mom couldn't. Oh my God, that's horrible. It's horrible. It is a crazy, horrible world out there. We just had a Gemini new moon. Okay. Now, usually when the moon is waxing, things are blessed. You know, this is a prime example of how bad things happen in good stars. However, remember, it was a Gemini moon. Okay. And Gemini rules air energy. So all things air energy are technically blessed for the next 2 weeks. More than water energy, that would come around more on about July 17th, or is it the 19th? There's a new moon coming in July. It's in Cancer. That is a water energy. Okay, so you got to use fluctuations of the moon and its energies to make the right choices. However, like I said in my beginning spiel here, I don't think um, this had anything to do per se with the stars. This was human error, human arrogance, and we may this guy who ran this business that died. He's almost lucky he died, because if he would have lived, he'd be in court. He, Mr. Stockton, what the frick was his? It was a very snotty rich name, Stockton something. But he he. I'm sorry, but if you're going to go down in a sub, you're using a joystick to a Game Boy. Are you effing kidding me? The ocean is a bitch, and she took them because he didn't take the right precautions. It's the thing with the rich, they think they're invincible. They think because they have a lot of money, they're going to live forever. And the ocean took them. The Titanic took the 5 more lives. From the black elite in Italy to the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, we have to reclaim our freedom to exist. You're absolutely right. And that right there brings me to my next subject. So I woke up this morning and I haven't really been watching TV a whole lot the last several days, but I woke up to finding out that our Supreme Court has taken away water rights on the reservations of our Indigenous and Native American brothers and sisters. Yeah, because the natives don't need water. Fuck that. I'm There is a native expression. You may have heard of it. They've said it a lot in the past. Water is life. And I'm not sure which native tongue it is, but I've heard many of my Indigenous friends say, "Miawekone." Water is life. So yes, by all means, let's take the water rights away from our First Nation people. Something has to be done about SCOTUS, because they're going in a direction that half the people in this country are not on board with. Exactly. I can't believe that rich men don't care about their safety. However, he may be dead, but his wife ran the business too. So get ready for some lawsuits to come in the very near future for Ocean Gate or whatever it is. But no, there's no way in hell you'd get me on board that. Like I said, the only way you'd get me in a submarine is if it was a nuclear sub ran by the military, because I actually have more trust and faith in the military than I actually do in some rich billionaire playing Bob the Builder. And you're right. Rich men just don't care about anybody and their safety. And here's something more interesting. It is unconstitutional. Nothing was approved, and nothing on board that sub was legit. One guy had gotten fired in 2018 for speaking up about it, because he just said that there's certain things, the way the thing was built wasn't built with titanium. I don't know what the hell it was built with. It's a crazy world out there. Exactly. Unconstitutional much. They deserve first rights of exactly. And this will piss some of you off. I didn't know about this. 2 things. Before I start with the water rights, let's finish up with the sub. Go farther down the rabbit hole, which I always do. I found out that that Rush guy, Stockton Rush, I think was his name. Yeah, he was the owner of this company, but Elon Musk was involved. Not only did Elon Musk offer the Starlink, which is complete crap. I know, I have it. You've seen my audios. You've seen how some of my videos come out. So there's Starlink. Elon Musk was a shareholder of some sort in this, so this brings me to my next question. Would you really trust getting on any kind of a rocket that some billionaire has made? I mean, is Elon Musk doing this? Is Elon Musk cutting corners, taking to save money, to do whatever because he felt it was okay? I mean, this is a man who's getting ready to take money from more elites to go up into space. And one of the guys on board that sub was one of the guys on board the the other elitist, the Amazon guy. Oh my God, Jeff Bezos. That's it, Jeff Bezos. Took him up on a rocket. One of those guys was on that rocket that went down in that sub. Okay, enough about the rich. So the Supreme Court took away water rights from the natives. I found out that here in Arizona, okay, we don't have much water right now. We're struggling with water. Our governor, not the one in office now, the one before, gave water rights to the Saudi Arabians here in Arizona. So the Saudis have water rights, but the First Nation people do not. What the fuck is wrong with that scenario? Hello? Obama is here in Greece to discuss the strategy for a new generation of world leaders. Obama. Really? Interesting. A lot of our politicians and former politicians are like all over the place because they know what's coming. I think by the end of July, we're going to have a monetary catastrophe here in the United States with the American dollar. You've got, what's her name? The vice president was in Africa a couple of weeks ago. You've got Obama in Greece. Obama, run. Obama didn't bother me that much. I know a lot of people don't like him, and that's okay, but he didn't bother me that much. I mean, he is still part of the elitist group, in my opinion. Doesn't matter whether they have a D or an R next to him. But he didn't bother me that much. Exactly. It's New World Order in some ways. And I try to explain this to people without going and feeding into fear. New World Order is written in the stars. You can't change it. It's moving forward. It's just the way it is moving forward that's a little frightening. And it starts with the control of us at the CBDC that's getting ready to be launched in July. That bothers me. I'm trying to keep as very little American money in my bank account as possible, just enough to pay bills. You guys have elections on Sunday. Is that why he's there? He's a consultant. Okay. Interesting. Well, here's something that you're going to find interesting, and I'm kind of delighted by it because last week at this time, crypto was tanking. He's deep in it. They usually all are, unless, I mean, some of the things I see in Congress is like, it's like a soap opera. You got to get Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, these two bimbos. This is like straight out of the trailer park. Get out of office. I watched some beautiful woman of color. I don't know what she was, who she was. Very educated woman. Just ripped those two bitches a new asshole with her knowledge and her intelligence. Yes, there's rabbit holes everywhere. But some of the things that come out of their mouth, it's just like, oh my God. Dude, trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Sorry, I started thinking of that song as soon as I think of them. Exactly. So let's talk about, speaking of elitists and New World Order and global control, this would be why your crypto is boosting. Okay. My singing stinks, so I won't sing anymore. So have you noticed, if you do own any Bitcoin, I own some, it got up to about 30 grand this week. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. And why do you think that is? Well, BlackRock files for a Bitcoin ETF. A Bitcoin, what is an ETF? An ETF is an exchange. I can't even read my own bad handwriting. Hold on. ETF, Exchange Trade Fund. I wanted to write it down because I knew I'd forget it. Yes, me too. I'm just kind of waiting. You know, there's a few I will go in and buy, like XLM. I bought that when it was dropping last week. What was the other one? I'm buying the ones that are at 4 cents a share, 3 cents a share. Oh God, what was the other one? XDC, that's it. XDC. I can only get that on Uphold, but I went in and bought just another 20 bucks. You know, it's like playing the lotto, but it dropped to 3 cents a share last week. So, I mean, you think about it, at 3 cents a share, 20 bucks is going to get you a lot of shares. Okay. A lot, especially when they're this low. I know that XRP is down. Fetch AI, I do have some of that too. Ocean, yes, my ocean, my ocean, my ocean. I bought Ocean when it was at like 10 cents a share. So, and I didn't buy a lot, 50 bucks maybe. I'm a very conservative investor. I invest conservatively. Um, I'm not a millionaire, you know, and I have bills to pay. But to me, dropping 20 to 50 bucks every couple of weeks, if you can afford that, to me is just like going to the liquor store and buying yourself some beer or buying yourself some lottery tickets. That's how I see it, you know. Yeah, I buy in little increments, but those little increments have made a big difference. And one of the platforms that I hold some of my crypto on are getting ready to, you can start staking Matic. I have a lot of Matic as well. I have a lot of Graph, which hasn't been doing too good lately. But if you're wondering why your Bitcoin went up, it had to do with BlackRock. Talk about global dominance. This company owns damn near everything, which they applied for an exchange trade fund. Now, this operates, if you're wondering what those are, it operates like a mutual fund, just so you know. Okay, so more news about crypto. Deutsche Bank applies for a crypto custody license. Crypto's a fraud, huh? Crypto is not going anywhere, huh? That's what we keep hearing. We even heard it from the elites 10 years ago. Jamie Dimon. Larry Fink from BlackRock in 2018 was banning crypto and talking bad about it. Let's see. And my ex just stopped giving any money to our second son that is a student at the university, so I need any euro. What a bastard. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Antonia. I'm sorry. So yes, Deutsche Bank is applying for a crypto custody license. Maker DAO, DAO, has increased their stable coins to up to 1.2 billion. So stable coins, they're not going anywhere. Okay. These are not securities, they're currencies. It's a currency. So the night before I went into surgery, I stayed up kind of late, getting a lot of work done. And one of the things, crypto is going to help me too. If I play my cards right, it's going to pay for some of my daughter's college because she only had a partial scholarship for next year. In the United States, college is damn near impossible, and they do it by design. They don't want their citizens educated here. They want them ignorant and stupid. Kind of like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, those two, dumb as dirt. That's what they want, because stupid people are controllable. Educated people, enlightened people, you're not controllable. Those are the ones they're going to come after. So I'm hoping crypto will help me too. If I do make a lot of money, I'm going to help a lot of people. You have to give back. It's one thing I've learned about the laws of attraction with money is it's great. Make money is wonderful. There's no crime in a little healthy capitalism. There's no crime in that. We all need to make money. But when you exploit others in the process, that's when you become the problem. I would help others. And one thing about universal laws and the laws of attraction is you always have to give back in some small measure. It's good karma. It's good energy for you, whether you believe in karma or not. For me, it's about not paying the karma back in this lifetime, but if I do something in this lifetime, it pays it forward to the next lifetime. Just think of it that way. But back to my notes here. Let's see. Okay, the Federal Federal Chairman Reserve Jerome Powell sees stable coins as a form of money. So now we've got Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, saying stable coins are now money. Now, what's funny is, did some research the night before I went into surgery, and I was watching some old footage from Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler's in charge of the SEC, and he is part of the Democratic Party. Okay. And he used to teach at MIT. And there's video footage of a speech he gave back in 2018 talking about cryptocurrencies, talking about Ethereum and Bitcoin. Didn't bring up XRP, and said right out of the jackass's mouth, okay? Right out of if you don't know yet, I am not a fan of Gary Gensler. I don't care what party he's from. But right out of the jackass's mouth, you can't believe I'm a Capricorn. I've had other Capricorns say that to me. Oh, that made my whole day. Oh my gosh. Anyway, right out of Gary Gensler's mouth, he said Ethereum and Bitcoin and some of the stable coins, he goes, those are currencies, not securities. So right out of the jackass's mouth, he says this, and now he's singing a different tune. So that makes me question, whose pocket is he in to be trying to put the kibosh on cryptocurrency here in the United States? My understanding is before the Federal Reserve came into existence in like 1913, there were 4 members on board that Titanic that were against the Federal Reserve being created. The Guggenheim family, Astor family, and 2 other major players. As soon as those 4 went down in the Titanic, J.P. Morgan was able to come right on in and create the Federal Reserve. Remember that saying? Millionaires don't follow astrology, billionaires do. That's a saying J.P. Morgan used over 100 years ago after the Titanic. Yep. Right after the Titanic sunk, 4 major billionaires went down with it. Now there's a whole other conspiracy about that if you look closely at the wreckage of the Titanic, there's no damage done on there. Apparently, from my understanding, is there was explosions down below. It's just what I'm hearing. I can't agree or disagree. I don't have enough facts, but it wouldn't surprise me if this has happened, because the Rothschilds, all those names that Kapui just mentioned, the Rothschilds, they're fighting right now to stay relevant and stay within control. And now after the submarine disaster, prepare. Yes, exactly. I'm in the process of, I'm the person, I don't do well convalescing. I'm not that kind of person that can lay in bed all day and convalesce. I'm a terrible patient. I've been doing a lot of typing on my laptop, and I'll be getting the next nodal shift to my Patreons very soon. But one of the things I'm foreseeing coming for this next dragon, and I will share this one publicly. Don't worry, Patreon, you have about 20 predictions. There were a lot more predictions for the last dragon than there are for this one. Not that one has more power than the other. It's just that anytime you have a Scorpio dragon's tail, those energies are intense. And there's a lot of things that happen with them. When you go into an Aries Libra, things are not as intense. However, I think towards the end of this dragon energy, which is about January 2025, you're going to see a class war. You're going to see a revolution. Okay, so I'm a heavy metal DJ on Saturdays, and one of the songs that gets requested a lot is a song by a band called Motorhead, and it's called Eat the Rich. And that's what's getting ready to happen. The fall and winter is going to be very rough on us, not just the American people, but globally. Okay. If Gary Gensler decides to make crypto illegal here in the United States, you're going to see even a bigger revolution, because not only is he cutting off his nose to spite everybody, crypto's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Nodal shift. So the dragon shift. So every 18 months, we have, I call, a nodal shift, where the north and the south nodes of the moon shift. In Vedic astrology, this is Ketu and Rahu. Okay. In my divine method, the Nostradamus method, is the dragon head and tail. Babylonian, it's the dragon head and tail. Draconian as well. Nodal shift. So Oh, okay. You know what it means. I thought you were asking me what it meant. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, when I say nodal shift, I'm meaning that the north and south nodes of the moon are shifting. In Vedic, we're already in an Aries Libra energy. Um, what was I saying about what I was going to tell you guys? I think there's going to be like some sort of a revolution. The food is going to get so expensive towards the end of this year, and the economy and these corporations are just going to be continue to raise prices and raise prices, because you see, a society that is hungry is controllable. Shitty as that sounds, I know that sounds horrible. Let's starve our people so we can control them. As horrible and as crappy as that sounds, I think that's what they're getting ready to try and do to us. That's where I have my dragon head and tail. Yes, in Aries Libra. So let me say this. I have a child with this placement coming. I have a husband with this placement coming. Natal dragon's head in Aries. And the tail is in Libra. Now, I'm not saying that bad things won't happen with that energy, but you have to understand the energies and use them to your advantage. If you were born with a natal dragon's head in Aries, I don't care if you're born Capricorn, Aries, Sagittarius, that's not what I'm talking about. You're born with a north node in Aries. You're going to have to go out of your comfort zone these next 18 months, okay? Because that's what the dragon's head wants you to do. Swimming to the stars, swimming to the light, to higher consciousness. When we do that, we feel uncomfortable. We feel out of place. That we have to do it. As to where the tail, we kind of reside there because we've done it before in past life incantations. We feel comfortable there. We've done it before. When I was a little kid, okay, so my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. My grandmother was a devout Catholic. So when she would babysit me, I would go with her. And sometimes I'd go to church with her. And she'd say to me, "You're a natural here. It's like you've gone to Catholic church all your life. You're a natural." Little did I know, little did she know, the reason I was a natural at this is because I'm not that anymore. That's a past life, and my kids laugh at me when I say this, but I was actually a nun in a past life. So I don't like the Catholic Church, but when I was a kid, I knew everything about it, and I wasn't even Catholic. My past life residue made me feel comfortable in the church. I'm not comfortable there. I burst into flames now when I walk in. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But what I'm saying is we have to ride our head, not our tail. Um, and so I was telling my daughter this as well as my husband. I was saying, watch where these energies take place. Especially during eclipses. Now, October, we have eclipse season coming. And, God, what do we have? Hold on. Let me look at something. Sorry, I am still drinking coffee at noon. Give me a second. I'm bringing something up. Okay, here we go. So solar eclipse, October 14th, and this is going to be 21 degrees in Libra. Then the lunar eclipse, which is interesting because usually they coincide with each other. Like if you're having a solar eclipse in Libra, the polar opposite, you usually have a lunar eclipse, but not, this is not the case because that lunar eclipse on October 28th is in Taurus. And I don't know how to put this, but this is going to be like the final nail in the coffin for the United States' economy. That's what I see coming. But you want to keep track of those lunar eclipses, and I'm going to give them to you right now. So take a pen and a piece of paper and write down October 14th, October 28th. We have the solar and the lunar eclipse. Solar's in Libra, lunar's in Taurus. Then for the new year, 2024, we go in. We have a lunar eclipse on March 24th in Libra. So solar eclipse is in Libra in October of 2023. That's a good thing. It's going to bring a lot of good things. With the solar sitting on a dragon's tail in Libra, it's not going to be as harsh. And it's going to bring a lot of downloads to the table. However, lunar eclipse comes March 24th, 2024, 5 degrees in Libra. Keep track of everything that's going on from October 14th to March 24th. Journal. Make notes of this. How do I put this? Remember, solar eclipses are outer expression, outward. Lunar is inner, emotions. So good things are coming, but there might be an emotional thing happening around March 24th. Now, then we have another solar eclipse coming on April 8th. This is 19 degrees in Aries. So this is a good thing. Solar eclipse will be right on Aries and all dragons' heads in Aries. This is your window of opportunity to make it happen. Swim to the stars. Swim out of your comfort zone. That's what your dragon's head is to do. I guarantee you, if you do swim out of your comfort zone, you will succeed, especially if you know the right cosmic fluid days to do that. Okay. Then we have another lunar eclipse on the 17th of September. This is in 2024. This is 25 degrees in Pisces, because the next dragon coming after this is going to be a Pisces Virgo tail. And I will tell you that with that one coming in 2025, you're going to see a Sunni Shiite war of some sort. There's going to be a big Muslim fight against each other. This is the uprising of religion in some ways. I shouldn't say the uprising, but Pisces is religion. So can Sagittarius. The two signs that take on religion are Sagittarius and Pisces. And then there's a solar eclipse October 2nd in Libra. So for the next 18 months, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3 eclipses going on for Libra and only one solar eclipse going on for Aries. So you'll have to make that April 8th one the one that counts. All right. Day before my solar return. Oh, wow. One thing I will say about people with a dragon's head in Aries. What does Aries, on the aspect of astro medicine, what does Aries rule? Head, the brain, face. If you have a dragon's head in Aries, you will always be protected on your head. Okay. You'll always be protected from head injuries. Or not saying you can't get head injuries, but there's like a, every time you have a dragon's head there's like a protection. Okay. I use myself as an example. I have a dragon's head in Pisces. Okay. Those who know me well know I love the water. I'm like a fish. Okay. When I was a kid, I thought I was a mermaid. Maybe I'm a descendant of Atlantis. Who knows? But Water. I was a water baby. Always have been. Just love water. Now, I have a dragon's head in Pisces, so this makes perfect sense. Not to mention a Capricorn. Most Capricorns forget that they have this metaphysical fishtail. Years ago, centuries ago, you can see this artwork on churches in Israel and places in Europe, France, where Nostradamus came from. There's churches that show the symbol of a Capricorn. Capricorn has the fishtail. You don't see that as much anymore. But in ancient zodiac, Capricorn had a fishtail because Capricorn was considered the metaphysician of the zodiac in some ways. See, your head was not injured. So wherever you have a dragon's head, that's just dragon's head. Like I said, mine's in Pisces, so I'm doesn't mean I can't drown, but I am always protected by water in some ways. Okay, I have better outcomes with water than not. So, dragon's head in Aquarius. Let's use this one as a perfect example. The dragon's head in Aquarius. This is an individual who has a natural gift for aeronautics and space travel and flight. This is also an individual who is going to possess interest in the UFO world. Okay. However, this is also the placement where the ETs are interested in you as a human. You have to have the right cosmic energy in your stars. ETs don't just connect with anybody. Okay, you have to have the right stars for them to connect with you. Oh my God. Remember that movie about the airline captain Sully, who landed that plane in the Hudson River or somewhere in East Coast? This is why I always win headbutt battles. There you go. That guy, they made a movie about him. Tom Hanks played him. Seaports. No, that wasn't was that the name of the movie? Seaports. Drama on the Hudson. Something like that. Okay, well, anyway, sea goats. Hey, yes, that is what I am. I am a sea goat. I would have made a great pirate. I love being on the water. I love being on a boat. It doesn't bother me. I remember years ago, my late father-in-law, who was a commercial fisherman, said to me, you make a better crew member than my son. So yeah, I do like to be on boats. I enjoy it. It's fun. But that that airline captain, Sully, his dragon's head is in Aquarius. He is blessed. That's it. It's the only way that man landed that plane the way he landed it was A, his experience, and B, his celestial identity. Someone with a dragon's head in Pisces certainly couldn't land that plane. It had to be somebody who had a gift for aeronautics. So what I'm saying is use these dragon energies to your advantage. Yes, it will be the Aries and the Libras and all of you out there with a moon, a sun, a rising, dragon's head or tail or natal or hidden will feel it the most. And Aqua is my moon. There you go. There you go. One thing about Aquarian energy is they do everything outside the box. I know this. I'm married to one. Everything is done outside the box. Don't question them either, because their mind is eccentric but genius. Centric but genius. So, I was like, okay, do your thing. I don't care. But yeah, use the stars to your advantage. Use your dragon's head to your advantage. Now, this does not mean bad things won't happen. In fact, my husband has his dragon's head sitting in his fourth house of home. So I said to him, just because the dragon's head is in the fourth house of home doesn't, it could mean you're going to fix your home, get a new home. But what does Aries represent? Fire. So for all my January born souls, you're going to really want to make sure that your house is fireproof. Get your smoke alarms checked. Get all those things done. That was a typo. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, you use the stars to your advantage. It doesn't mean bad things aren't going to happen. We're going to have an increase in forest fires coming. A lot of fires are coming. Oh, that makes me so happy. Yeah, higher purpose action. Thank you, Antonia. That makes me so happy to hear that. It's my pleasure. I love to help people. I try and keep my readings as low as possible, but like I said, I'm still got that special going, and I'm going to keep that running indefinitely because economy is not getting better right now. I'm actually, did I cover everything on my notes here about, I did. And all this information I got, you can go to a place called Coin Market Caps and look everything I just set up. Every morning about 4:30 in the morning, they send me a crypto update because while I'm sleeping, the crypto market's going overseas. I'm on the West Coast, so I just kind of go in and document some things. I burned the box long ago. Okay. Anyway, it is Friday. Happy Friday. I'm glad you guys made it. Short. It was supposed to be short and sweet, but I'm on. And I'm actually surprised I'm able to talk. But you see, I did a lot of pre-treating of myself with the juicing to help with the blood and stuff. And so I think that's why my recovery is a little bit better. I mean, I'm still in some pain. I'm not going to lie. My side of my face, which side? This side. This side of my face is all swollen. You can still feel the bump. But I will say this. The United States is a ripoff. The medical and the dental profession is a ripoff. I'm in the process of getting my passport. This is the last time I'm going to get ripped off by any American dentist. I even have insurance. If I didn't have insurance, this would cost me $5,000 out of pocket. I have insurance, and it's still costing me $2,300 out of pocket. So what I'm saying is, the United States is a ripoff. And do you know that statistics are showing, and I leave you with this today, not the greatest of news, but statistics are showing that the United States is becoming a third world country. Most of its citizens have no health insurance. They don't have any money for dental. They're suffering with food inequalities. And yeah, we're a third world country. And that kind of happens when you pay more taxes than, say, Elon Musk. That'll happen when you give all of your benefits to the rich, the top one. That's going to happen. A revolution is inevitable. Inevitable. Yeah, I know. Greece too. Italy too. I mean, I know, like, I have some relatives who have a dual citizenship in Italy. And one of the reasons they do that is so that they can get health care treatment because they can't afford it in America. And once you're a citizen in Italy, even if you have dual, you're still entitled to basic dental and health care. That they don't have that in the United States. This is a nation that is almost imploding on itself. And that's what worries me the most. I mean, yes, civil war is coming. Civil war is already happening in the crypto world. When a nation is so divided, um, we're vulnerable to a whole host of things. That's what scares me the most. But I'm not going to breed Debbie Downer. It's the weekend. I want everyone to have a good time and enjoy themselves. Um, thank you. I could use it. Thank you so much. But yeah, the energy is a little here in the United States. It's just bad. It's just bad. Let me go see where the moon is today. All right, so the moon is waxing in Virgo today, waxing crescent moon. Um, a lot of us are going to feel this weekend, especially because Mercury's in charge, very chatty, very talkative. Mercury's in Gemini, I think, until the 26th. So conversation's going to be all over the place. You're going to have friends calling you, gossip, this, that, and the other. Generally, it's a pretty good weekend. What I don't want. I don't know how to say this. Let me look before I open my big ass mouth. Wait. Towards the end of the month is going to get ugly. 28th, 29th, something like that. Anyway, I am going to end it on that note. I want you all to be safe out there. Um, I'm not going to do any tarot reading today only because I'm still not on my game. I don't like to do that when I'm not on my game. I am working on several news articles. Um, Patreon for the mother tier. I just posted a new tarot crone. You're going to get your rest of your tarot course today, sometime later in the evening. And I think I covered it all. Happy Friday. Don't freak out with the crypto market. Like I say, don't trip by the dip. And yes, you too, Antonia. Have a beautiful weekend. Be safe. And Kapui, thank you. And I'm just about out of here, but hello, Ash K. I hope you're doing well. But yes, all of you out there, have a really, really good weekend and stay safe. Like I said, it's going to get a little crazy out there around the 28th, 29th, 30th, something like that, give or take. We're going to go into some platonic energy. And unfortunately, with this submarine, I will leave with this. It was in Moonic energy, and anytime you're in Moonic energy represents family tragedies, beginnings and endings of life. Okay. Well, welcome to the channel. Hold on, I'm reading. Okay, Kapui. My channel is about astrology most of the time, but it also entails cryptocurrency because I am a crypto investor, and world conditions. But I incorporate the stars into all that. I am an ancient astrologer, so I do practice the 16th century Nostradamus method, also called the divine. And I'm also in training to get certified in Babylonian. Can I tell you your future? Well, I don't have my software up, but if you give me your birth date, I can give you a real quick mini reading. Okay. So I don't think I have my software up. But yes, Kapui, there's a lot more. I mean, just in general, the things that have gone down in the last 72 to 96 hours in the media that they're not talking about in the mainstream media. I mean, just like I said, that Greek ship, that ship that went down. It took mainstream media 1 week, 7 days before I finally saw it on the news, on ABC News this morning. That was the first time I saw anything, and I mean anything, about anything like that on the news. Okay, give me a second, Ashkai, because I do have my software up. I lied. I didn't lie. I didn't really not realize it was open. It was open. I thought I had shut it down. So I'll do one quick mini reading, and then I'm gonna go. Bear with me. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, Ashka, you are 16 years old. I just noticed that as I'm plugging it in. Do your parents okay with this? That's all I have to say. Are your parents okay with this? Hi, Jessica, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with everything. Okay, so Ashke, you are a Libra. So you have a natal dragon's head in Pisces, and the tail is in Virgo. This is sitting on your sixth house. I don't have a visual for you, but well, what I'm saying, Ashke, is sometimes, at least especially in the United States, you're considered a minor. Not that my channel's banned to children or anything, and you're not. I mean, you're 16, so you're not an infant or a child. But I will have to make sure your parents are okay with this. And in the United States, we are filled with religious nut jobs that are like completely anti enlightenment and completely into religion and the chaos and the bullshit that comes with that. Um, so that's why I ask: Are you? Is it okay? Does your parents care? But you have a dragon's head in Pisces. You're from the U.S.A, so you know all about the crazy shit that's going on. You know, I don't have to. You're the part of the Gen Z generation. So if it's one generation that has a clue about what's going on, it's that generation. They're probably more up to date on things that are happening than my generation. But you have a dragon's head in the sixth house. The sixth house is your house of health and service to the world. And so this means that with a dragon's head in Pisces, someday when you enter the working world, I don't think my parents have, okay. Someday when you enter the working world, you might enter the world of Pisces, service to the world. Now, Pisces not only rules religion, not that you're going to be a religious leader. Pisces is about high spiritual knowledge. It rules the 12th house of your deep subconscious mind. So you're probably one of those individuals who has deep lucid dreams, very vivid dreams. Um, Nostradamus had a placement like this. I have a dragon's head in Pisces. So this is where the individual has the gift to astral project if they want. Um, I'm looking. Bear with me. Okay, so the dragon's tail is in Virgo. and it's sitting on your 12th house. You have Saturn in Virgo too. Hold on. Jude. Wow. You know what's interesting about your stars, Ashte? So you don't have, well, 16. Sometimes you have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Grow into your stars. If that makes any sense. Sometimes at 16, we are just learning how our cosmic DNA ebbs and flows, okay? If that makes any sense. We're just learning how our cosmic DNA ebbs and flows. I have a child who's 18, 2 years older than you, and she is just learning how her energy ebbs and flows. And as we get older, we get more powerful and have more understanding of that. So you may not have dreams now, but in 10 years from now, they could be very lucid. Now, the interesting part about your stars is you have a Jupiter sitting in your 3rd house, and that Jupiter is in Sagittarius. So there could be a lot, you're probably a good communicator. This is your 3rd house. 3rd house is communication. You're a great communicator with people, especially in the realm of Sagittarian. You may like animals, or you may not like animals. Depends. You have a Pluto sitting there too, so you are the Pluto and Sagittarius generation. This is the Gen Z generation right here. Pluto and Sagittarius, these are the natural born reformers. This is the generation, folks, right here. Oshke's generation, both my daughters' generation, that are going to literally transform religion and how the courts are operated. That makes sense that you love animals. And you're a vegetarian. That makes sense too, because you have a dragon's tail in Virgo, and Virgo, I have a dragon's tail in Virgo too, so I can speak on this completely. I'm not a vegetarian. I was at one time a vegetarian. I don't eat a whole lot of meat anyway. I'm just not a big fan of a lot of meat. I like seafood and pasta. Those are my 2 things. But when you have a placement like this with a Jupiter in Sagittarius, that is also its governing placement. So it's a dignified placement, meaning you may love animals, but animals also love you. Having that placement in the 3rd house is the house of communication, transportation, mental clarity. Okay. You could be some sort of a broadcaster, a writer, in media of some sort, and it could be dealing with talking about animals. Sagittarius not only rules the animal kingdom, but it also rules the indigenous world as well. Not just the indigenous of the United States, but the indigenous all over the world. You know, the Aborigines of Australia, the indigenous of South America, which are native, things like that. And this generation is a generation that what's happening right now with our court justices and the rights that are being taken away, this generation is going to get rid of all of that. It's going to go in the garbage. Put it all in the garbage. My mom's Indian and father's American. So we live in the U.S.A. My mom's Indian, so they're people. You know, that's one of my favorite foods, Indian food. Absolutely love it. I could eat it every day of the week. And that's one of the reasons I like it, is because there's not much meat. The palak paneer is my favorite. Oh my gosh. It is very complicated. So since your family, you have a mom who's Indian, are they into Vedic astrology at all? Do they talk about Vedic astrology? Like the North and South nodes, Ketu and Rahu? Do they, do you have any knowledge of the Vedic method of astrology? I know some things I'm saying are very complicated, and I'm trying to uh, uh, put it into uh, words that you would understand. So let me start here. Okay. When I'm talking about a dragon's head and tail, I can't give you a visual because it's not on the same computer. I'm talking about the north and the south nodes of the moon. You can go and look this up. No, my mom follows American culture. Okay. Well, I know a lot of Americans who do Vedic astrology as well. So, the north and south nodes of the moon are something you want to really focus on. It's focused on in Vedic astrology too. This is the north node is where the stars want you to go. This is where you achieve success. The tail is where we feel comfortable being because we've lived this before in many other lifetimes. Does that make any sense before I go on? I'm going to assume it does. So that's why I was saying your north node is in Pisces. Pisces can be the natural seer of things. Nostradamus, the great seer himself, had this placement. Okay, okay. So, yes, so north node is where we're to go to enlightenment, and south node is where we stay when we feel comfortable. But the stars want us to push forward, push to the stars, push to the light. So you have a dragon's tail in Virgo. So, with that being said, I have a dragon's tail in Virgo, and I can only speak for myself on this, but I'm very picky and I'm very fussy, especially when it comes to clothing and food. I just don't eat anything. You would think I'd be thinner than this, but I'm very picky. When you have a dragon's tail in Virgo, we have a tendency to be incredibly picky about the clothes we wear, the food we ingest, even the things we put on our body, makeup. Uh, for me, I all of my shampoos, my underarm deodorant, everything is organic and natural. There's no chemicals. Um, Virgo energy, whether it's a head or a tail, north node or south node, has a tendency to steer to more holistic and natural remedies. You being a vegetarian makes perfect sense. A lot of people with Virgo placements or strong Virgo energy are vegetarians. After all, Virgo rules health, it rules fitness, it rules organization. Um, it is the virgin of the zodiac. You're a very confused person. Well, you're a Libra. Your sun sign is Libra. That's why. Uh, that is a Libra trait. It's not that you're confused. It's just that Libras are very indecisive. Libra, because you're born in the sun sign of Libra. Your dragon head and tail takes energies on too, and that's what I was talking about a minute ago. But you are born in the sun sign of Libra, and one of Libra's downfalls is indecisiveness, and it's there could be worse downfalls than that. I'll take indecisiveness any day over cantankerous and overbearing. So my mother's Libra, and I have a daughter who has a rising in Libra, and I have many friends even on here that are Libra, and Libra is a very beautiful placement. It's ruled by Venus. Yes, Libra. The Yes, absolutely. You need balance and harmony in your life. You can't handle, you know, Libras can't handle a household where there's a lot of screaming and fighting. That isn't going to fly with a Libra. Okay, Libra needs balance and harmony because that's what they're. Your sign is ruled by Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. And Venus, Libra, rules the seventh house. The seventh house is the house of contracts, marriage, and partnerships. So Libra has to be balanced. If they're not balanced, they're not doing well. And it's like what's the word I'm looking for? If it's one thing they demand, and they're not a demanding sign at all, Libra is a very easygoing, go with the flow sign. One thing that they demand in life is balance and harmony. That's it. And you can achieve that in many, many ways. So, Ashke, if you're feeling unbalanced, since you have a dragon's head in Pisces, I don't know if you like water. I have a feeling you might. You either like water or you hate it. It's one of the two. I have a feeling you like water, but get to the water. Put your feet in the water, ocean, river, lake, stream, pool, hot shower, bubble bath. People with a Pisces head, dragon's head, regenerate with water, no matter what sun sign they are. How do you know? How do I know what? About water? I'm Capricorn, and I have a dragon's head in Pisces. And of course, I'm a natural. I love water. But okay, there you go. Water will make you perfect, Ashke. I hope I'm saying your name right, too. Perfect. You swim every day. This is awesome. This will keep you balanced and grounded. Continue to swim. I am just starting to get back into swimming. The local community pool opened up for the summer. I've only gone once or twice, but I'm trying to get back into it. I'm happiest when I'm in the pool. I'm happiest when I'm in the water. So I totally relate to that. And with Libra, you being Libra, just keep doing what you're doing because it will ground and balance you. When you are older, you try and remember this if you can. When you get older, 16, you might not be able to remember all your dreams. I know I couldn't remember all mine. And even though I'm the age I am, I'm in Arizona. Where are you? Even though I never could remember my dreams when I was your age, 16. I know. I agree. That's why I'm only touching on the sun sign and the dragon's head, and we go into nothing else. But stick with going into the water, stay grounded with the water. Water is one of the four elements, and for a lot of people, that element helps. Kapui, my mother's like that too. She's Libra, and she's a September born Libra, so uh, I wouldn't say she's indecisive, but she has to have all the evidence before she can make a decision, just like you just said. Um, or she'll say to me, just pick it for me because I can't choose. You have good taste. I trust your good taste. I'm going to the car. Oh, okay. So, Ashke, you could go to my website. I'll punch it in. And that way you can know a little bit more about me and what I do. And you could go in and read all about your sun sign on my website. Um, and I also have newsletters that you can read too. So go in there. And like I said, if you have any questions, you can ask me on my website, and not everyone will have to see it on here. Um, Not that this is necessarily a private reading. I mean, nothing I've said is private per se. You know, it's general information. Yeah, go visit my website. And if you have any questions, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still recovering from surgery. So I'm home. Right after I get out of here, I got to continue typing for Patreon because my priority right now is to get you that nodal shift newsletter for Patreon, at least by July 1st. I'm very busy in the month of July. I have a daughter graduating high school, first week in July. Kids I'm sending away to San Diego to see grandma for a while. So there's a lot of things going on in July. But my main objective is to get that nodal change shift to you guys first. Right now I just about finished typing it. There's a couple of predictions. I have to go in and word them right because I don't know how to word it right. Not everything is going to be negative. There's going to be some positives with this dragon's energy too. But please remember, the next dragon energy coming, the nodal shift coming, is in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the lord of war. There's warlike energy coming. You could see it already. You should name your website Astrology Angle. You are not a witch. Oh, but I am a witch, honey. Yes, I am. I am a witch. I was a witch before I was an astrologer. But society has made witches a bad thing, but I have been conjuring and doing spell work for people and myself and others for many, many years. Oh my God. Antonia. God, I hope not. I got to go look at his stars. Light bulb just went on. Antonia, keep your eye out. I got to go back and look at the email you sent me. I completely forgot about him, which is easy to do after all the drama he's put you through. It's easy to forget someone like that. But, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot. All right, soon as I'm off of here, that's what I'm doing, okay? I know it's 1:30 in the afternoon here. It's probably very late in Greece, but I will get you. If you go to bed and you wake up tomorrow morning, it will be in your email. I promise. I cannot believe until you said that comment, I will have a war in court. A light bulb went on. I'm like, oh shit. I'll get that to you, hon. Ashke, I hope I helped. Go check out my website. You can get more knowledge. My son has to take him to court too. Oh my God. I'm going to walk by. I'm subscribing. Wonderful, Ashke. Wonderful. All right. I'm going to wrap it up because I've been on here for almost an hour and a half. And like I said, I got a lot of writing to do for Patreon. Patreon, I'm going to probably go live Sunday sometime just for Patreon. So I could talk about a few things. You're very welcome, Antonia, and I'm so sorry. Oh my God, like we say in Italian, what a stunado I am. Keep falling. I forgot. I just forgot. I'm sorry. I'll fix that. I'll make that right. But yes, I'm going to try and go live more in a Patreon, like once a week. And Sunday, I am going to go live just for Patreon because you're going to want a piece of paper and a pen, and you're going to want to write these dates down. Now, these are dates that are coming in the next 20 years. I took time last week and looked 20 years into the future. Okay, I have the next dragon energy for the next 12 years. And I'm not going to share that with anybody but my Patreons. But you're going to want to get out a piece of paper and write this down and keep it in a place you're not going to lose it. Because like I said, some of the things I'm going to tell you aren't going to be taking place until 2040. I could be dead by then. So you're going to want to jot all of this down. I'm hoping by the next Pluto shift, which is not till 2044, I'm hoping I'm still alive. I'll be 74. God, I'll be an old lady. Anyway, all of you out there, thanks for tuning. Ashke, was a pleasure. Antonia, keep an eye out for your email. Jessica, thank you for tuning. And Kapui, where are you? Thank you. I left you the thing to call in, but you never called in. But I get it. You're doing laundry, so I get it. All of you out there, have a great weekend. Be safe. And it's really next weekend that you really want to watch the negative platonic energy that's coming. This is kind of a nice weekend. Get out there and enjoy it as much as you can. Like I said, there'll always be crazy people out there, so watch your surroundings. Yes, Jessica. Ciao, Bella. Ciao, Bella to all of you. Ciao, Bellas and Bello. Get my pronouns in Italian right, okay? Anyway, ciao, you guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you Sunday, Patreon. Bye-bye.